Yo, 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 yo. Let's go. It's the Great Debate Show. Back off in this biatch for another one. Season 5, Episode 4. Today we're doing the AFC predictions. We did the NFC predictions yesterday. So if you missed it, go back and check that out. The Great Debate Show is available wherever you get your podcast. Rate, review, and follow. All right. Terrence, Nick, before we get into the AFC predictions, how y'all doing today?
All good, brother.
All good, Nick.
Hey,
All
How
good,
you
yeah,
doing,
man.
T?
I'm good. I'm good. I get to talk about my Ravens a little bit for the first time in a while. On a happy note anyway. I'm so tired of talking about what Kansas City did or what we did to ourselves. So you know what? Today is a good day. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get into it. Terrence, you're the AFC guy, so we're going to let you start immediately. AFC South. We're going to go from south to west to east to north. Again, that's how I think, the division, the
Right.
conference shapes up. I think that the
Yeah.
North is the best division, as I felt the same for the NFC as well. So, AFC South, T, how you got it?
Hey, hey. I think we are all in agreement about the North, right? Like I think it is definitely the best division. I do think the South is actually pretty good. Last year we had Indy, who was right on the cusp of the playoffs. Houston, of course, eventually got in. Jacksonville should have gotten in. Had Trevor Lawrence not gotten hurt down the stretch. Tennessee, in my opinion, Tennessee is probably on the clock right behind the Giants. Different discussion. So we already know that they're dead last. And I think it'll go like this: Tennessee at the bottom of the division. They're a bad bottom. Indianapolis,
Pause. Pause.
Houston, and then Jacksonville will win the division. and Jacksonville, in my opinion, will win the division. They'll bounce back from that down they had at the end of last season.
Well,
Okay.
I disagree. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We
Nick?
do agree that the Titans are gonna
But
be at the
but
bottom
but
of the
Jacksonville
division.
and Houston will
They are
both be in the
not good.
playoffs.
Okay. The
Okay.
Titans are not good.
Two out of the South.
They
Nick, how you see it?
yeah, the Titans are not good. They won't be there. Um, I'm gonna shock you here. I'm gonna go with the.
I'm
I'm gonna go with the
connection has gotten pretty bad over there on that end. I don't know
connection.
who.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's you.
Give me one
I
second.
Nick,
guess
can you hear us, Nick?
I can hear you.
maybe it
Oh,
was
looks
Nick.
like we lost him.
I can
Yeah, it
hear
was
you. Can you
Nick.
hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, he's
Maybe it
over
was
there on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
One second.
so we'll keep
Yeah.
rolling. Then we'll just let him catch up once he gets in. So we just did the
Yeah.
South, and we're gonna go with the I'm assuming the West next.
Yeah. One more time, Terrence, in case the audience didn't hear you well as you was going through that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Quickly
my
run
my
that back.
prediction, sure. Oh, looks like we got Nick coming back. My prediction for the South was Tennessee at the bottom, and then Indy, Houston in second place, Jacksonville in first. But Jacksonville and Houston will both make the playoffs. They may even have the same record. Jacksonville might just win the tiebreaker.
Got you. Okay. Terrence has Jacksonville
All
taking
right. You better now.
their title back in the NFC and the AFC South. I will say this: this is a make it or break a year, in my opinion, for Trevor Lawrence and
I agree.
Doug Peter. It's time to go. If you say you're the guy, you're the quarterback coach, he's the good
Yeah,
quarterback, he was number one overall, it's time to go. I
yeah.
know
If
excuses.
Detroit turned it around in the NFC, it's time for Jacksonville to turn it around in the AFC.
Agreed. So they need to do what your prediction is, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people may think that's crazy. I, for one, kind of do as well. But it's possible. They need to do what you're predicting. So I
Yes.
like it. Nick, did we get you back in? No, we didn't get Nick back in. We're going to keep rolling then. Okay.
Okay.
AFC West, Terrence.
Uh, Now I will say the first place, in my opinion, because this division at one point last year we were talking about how good it was, or how good it could be, and now it's probably going to be end up, in my opinion, looking like the worst division in football. And I think this is just a year that Kansas City. This might be the easiest time Kansas City has had in the division. because I don't think the Chargers are going to be any good. They lost both of their number one receivers and their running back. So now we get to see how good Herbert really is. But so of course, I'm gonna do this top to bottom maybe because I think we all agree that Kansas City, barring anything crazy, will finish first in that division. Man, number two, it's probably got to be Las Vegas. And that's really hard to say. And give me the Chargers at three and Denver at four.
You an Antonio Pierce guy, maybe? You know, he can rally the troops up and have
I
a
like
good game.
Antonio
They
Pierce.
play
I've always, yeah, even when he played
overachieved
for the
under
Giants.
him.
Right, that's his thing. He was a small middle linebacker, but he always got the most out of his playing ability. I think he'll get the most
Yeah,
out of those guys. It just won't be enough to beat Kansas City for the first in division. But I can see them having a solid 7, 8 wins. To me, that's a good year for them.
gotcha.
For them,
Yeah.
it's a good year.
Okay. All right. So KC again running the West,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
adios.
They'll be resting players. Kansas City will be resting players late in the season because of how easy their division is, and that's kind of a scary thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's just go ahead. I see we got.
All right.
We're
You hear me?
we're getting Nick back. I could.
I think we got you, Nick.
I can hear you. Are you good? I can hear you. You
Okay.
good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good now. Okay. So
I'm
Nick,
good.
what we did is we let Terrence
Cool,
go
cool.
ahead and do the AFC South and the AFC West. You know what? I'm just gonna let him just run it on through and finish, and you get the AFC completely to yourself. So T, if you would, you can continue. Nick, if you
Okay.
missed it, he's picking the Jaguars to win the AFC South, take back their throne, and he's picking the Chiefs,
Yep.
of course, to win the AFC West. Now AFC East, and then you can just
I can catch you up real quick.
you can catch me up real quick.
I can catch you up on those divisions
Okay,
real
all right.
quick.
Okay.
I disagree with him on the South. I got the Texas. I got the Texas winning the South. I think C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in that division. And he's probably in the conversation for the second or third best quarterback in the AFC entirely. I got the Titans losing, bottom of the division, of course. I got the Jaguars third in that division. I think the Colts are going to be the surprise team of the year. I think they're a sleeper pick to be a playoff team and be a serious contender this year. So I got the Colts coming in number 2 in the South. The West goes pretty easy. Chiefs, obviously, of course, win that division. I got the Chargers at number 2. They're a tough number 2 because the Raiders are right. I got right behind them. The Raiders, they could kind of flip flop there, and the Broncos at the bottom. I think Bo Nix is getting a lot of hype that he doesn't deserve. Yeah, so that's what I got.
Well, Nick, we heard some of that.
What's up? Are you losing me?
Yeah, we heard some of that. It sounds like I think I heard you go with Houston to win the South.
Yeah.
But I don't know if everybody really heard your reasons for that. And I think I heard you go with KC again in the West. Did you say that?
Yep.
KC winning the West. Chargers second. Raiders third. Broncos fourth.
Okay. Chargers second. Yeah, I like.
And in the South, I got the Texans second. The Texans first, the Colts second, the Jaguars third, and the Titans fourth.
Yeah, I like that too. Well, kind of. Okay. AFC South, AFC West and South already in the books.
The Colts are my sleeper team for the year.
Okay. I can see the Colts being good though. I'm actually rooting for Anthony Richardson, man. I hope he comes out and plays well. Now if we're gonna move on to the AFC East,
Same.
I think that this is probably one of the easier divisions to pick, in my opinion, with the exception of who you think is going to win. Everything else, the bottom two should be the bottom two. I think the bottom two, New England and Buffalo. I think we all agree on that. I don't see Buffalo being good at all, honestly. And I definitely don't see New England being good. They've got Jacoby Brissett starting again. Not a bad football player, but not the guy you want to be drafting a Legion team. Like you, especially when you have drafted a quarterback, you don't want to have to roll Jacoby out there again. Like, kudos to the guy for playing as long as he's played. Started his career with New England, has come back around full circle and back with New England again and starting day one. But man, they got a draft battle over there. That's crazy. So New England is at the very bottom. I'll say New England is in fourth place, Buffalo third. Now here's the tricky part. I am actually afraid of the New York Jets. If Aaron Rodgers actually wants to play football this year, I don't think he wanted to play last year. He's like, here, take my Achilles, take it now. If Aaron Rodgers wants to play football now, you're telling me that Aaron Rodgers is probably going to have the two best receivers he's ever had to throw to at one time. Because Devontae Adams to me is the best receiver he's ever had. But if you tell me he's got he's got Williams, and he's got Mike Williams. Thank you, Garrett. And he's got Mike Williams. He's got the Wilson.
Garrett
Thank you.
Wilson.
He's got Mike Williams over there now to throw the ball to, and we know what he does when the ball is in the air. And Mike Williams to me is still in his prime, maybe at the very end of it, but that's still a big old bad boy. And he's got those guys to throw the ball to with that defense and that running game with Brees Hall. I'm actually going to take the Jets first and Miami second in the division.
Well, Terrence, we do agree on this one. I've got it just like you. I've got
Wow.
the Patriots at the bottom. I've got Bills third. I've got Dolphins second with the potential to win it. But I'm taking the Jets to win it. I think, like you said, I think Aaron Rodgers wants to play ball this year. I think he wants to prove something. I think Garrett Wilson may when we're done with it, may be the second best receiver he's ever thrown to, short of Devontae Adams. I think Mike Williams could fight for third, fourth, fifth. Donald Driver, James Jones, a couple of those guys maybe have something to say about that. But yeah, I'm with you. I got the Jets winning it.
Okay.
Hey, I'm glad we agree on something.
Yeah, you do. Both of you agree. So now we're gonna finish it off with
It's rare.
the AFC North.
And this one is a tough one. And I say that even though, of course everybody know where my allegiance is. But these are legitimately 4 playoff teams. If everybody's healthy and Jamar Chase is there, and because we didn't see a lot of all those guys in Cincinnati on the offensive end last year. There was a lot of injuries, of course, Joe Burrow being the most important one. So it's actually a hard division to pick. I'm going to start at the bottom with Pittsburgh, and then I'm going to go Cleveland, and then I'm going to go Cincy, and I'll still take my Ravens first. And I say that with just a little bit of fear that Cincinnati could overtake first place. And I have a lot of faith in Cleveland also because their defense is ridiculous. Is actually going to depend on Deshaun. If we get anything out of Deshaun out there in Cleveland, we could have a totally different discussion.
Okay. Nick, AFC
Yep.
North.
I agree with Terrence. I think this is the toughest division in the AFC, arguably the toughest division in football. Period. I got the Steelers at the bottom of it, unfortunately. Maybe still potentially a playoff team, but it gets tough this year for sure. I got the Bengals third. I think what they're doing with Jamar Chase and the chemistry that could be disrupted there. Not to mention if he does come back, you have that higher potential it seems for like soft tissue injuries and things of that nature. So maybe you don't get as much of Jamar Chase as what you otherwise would have gotten. Meanwhile, close to the back end of the season, at least in the middle of the season, the Browns should start to get stronger. Obviously, Nick Chubb comes back, and bolsters that offense. The guy they got behind him, Damon Jones, I believe his name is, was a serviceable backup last year for sure. And he'll take the starting role, until Nick Chubb gets back up to full speed. And then, of course, I got the Ravens at number 1. The Ravens have an argument for being top to bottom, the best team in the league. And certainly I think they should be the best team in their division.
All right. Good stuff. Let's see. Okay, so I'll quickly just run through mine in the AFC. Starting with the South, I like Houston winning the AFC South. I think that sophomore slump is the word that I'm hearing. Some people think that could happen with CJ Stroud, but I don't really think so. And adding Stephon Diggs and what's the running back's name? Joe Mixon in the backfield. I just don't see how the Texans can progress. And I don't think there's a damn thing the Jaguars can do about it, honestly. This is a make-it-break-it year for Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson. And for whatever reason, I haven't been impressed. I'm not convinced that they're going to do any better We'll see. They better, though, do what Terrence is predicting them to do. I'm going to say that Indianapolis will be second. I think me and Nick both would agree on that. Anthony Richardson is going to have an amazing season, maybe comeback player of the year. As a matter of fact, that's my bold prediction. Anthony Richardson for comeback player of the year. I think they finished second in the AFC South.
All right.
And I say this because of a guy that Nick doesn't think he misses, but he will find out that he really should be missing. Shane Steichen, who will be the reason why the developmental progress of Anthony Richardson is going to go through the roof this year. He didn't finish last season.
I missed him last year for sure. I won't this year.
This year, I think Steichen is going to take Richardson to higher levels. The more he plays, the better he'll get. He will begin to peak by week 6, week 7, and you will start to say, I believe we have another good quarterback in the NFL, and he has arrived. And, hey, and it's a good thing because it's another one.
I agree.
Give me the Colts at 2, and give me the Titans at 3, and give me the Jaguars at 4. I think they'll be the worst. I think y'all really, really sleeping on the Titans. I say that because Tony Pollard is added to the backfield, and the way they play in their running style, pretty similar to Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. What they do out there, their head coach, former OC from Cincinnati, they're going to do some good things. They've added some talent. Calvin Ridley's a Titan. D-Hop is still there. I don't see there's some talent there. Will Levis looked like he actually belongs in the NFL as they finish the season down the stretch. I'm saying he's going to, I think he actually will get better and progress even more from that. I don't think it's going to be a down year at all. I think the Titans are a 500 team, and they actually could surprise people and be higher than that. But because of Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson, I'm going to put them at 2 because they still got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. All right, anyway, I got the Texans winning the South. In the West, be for real. It's the Chiefs. However, they will have 2 teams to make the postseason out of the AFC West. The Los Angeles Chargers. Jim Harbaugh overachieves the first couple of years wherever he goes. He's going to get the most out of his players. They're not going to be penalized as much. They're going to play tough, hard, physical football. Yeah, they lost Keenan Allen. Eckler is gone. They'll be fine. They're going to run the football. And this is the time for Justin Herbert to shine. If he's that guy, show me and show me now. I think he does, but they don't talk about him enough. While we're busy criticizing Lamar Jackson every day on every sports platform, how about criticize Josh Allen for never beating Patrick Mahomes? How about criticizing Justin Herbert for never having a playoff win yet? He lost to Trevor Lawrence, and nobody's really talking about Trevor Lawrence on any sports shows at all. Just saying. So, yeah. The Chargers will make the postseason. They will win 11 games. Probably 12. That's what Harbaugh does when he first gets there. Put some respect on his name. He's a champion. He's back in the NFL. And he took the Niners to the NFC West, to the NFC Championship game in 2011. His first year with Alex Smith, somebody that everybody was ready to kick to the curb. He can make it happen. Andrew Luck down there in Stanford, what he did at San Diego State, what he just did in Michigan. Come on, y'all. Colin Kaepernick, watch. Chargers will be number 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the division. It doesn't mean that the Chiefs aren't going to the Super Bowl and be the champions. It's just a division. It ain't that serious. They've won 8 straight. It's okay if they don't make it. But I'm going to say Chiefs, then Chargers, then Raiders at 3, and whoever's left is at 4. Oh, no, the Raiders.
Broncos.
Yeah, I'm right. The Broncos at 4. I heard that Bo Nix is the guy, and he's going to be good. We'll see. I don't really know much about what Denver's done. I don't really know how much people they added, how much talent they added. I'm sorry. I don't really I could be wrong. But Antonio Pierce and the Raiders, he gets them.
Don't say it.
Gardner Minshew was the quarterback, but Devontae Adams is still there for right now. I don't know. You know what? Let me switch that. The Raiders will be at the bottom. They lose enough games. Maybe Devontae Adams gets traded to the Jets or somewhere. Trade deadline. So I take that back. I'm trying to be there for my boy Antonio Pierce, but The Raiders will probably be at the bottom. I guess Bo Nix will be good enough for a third spot in the West, but they won't make the postseason. Give me the Chiefs and Chargers out of the division. Chiefs win. All right, let's go on to the East. The East is the tough division also, but I think the Bills regress with the loss of Stephon Diggs. I can very well see the Bills being third place in the AFC East. Nobody's really talking about them either. If you think about it, if you want to be real, they're not discussing the Bills. They're too busy talking Jets. They're too busy talking Ravens, Chiefs. We don't hear the Bills' name. I think it's a reason. Let's see what Josh Allen does without Stephon Diggs. He looked like a project before he got there in Buffalo, and now he's gone to Houston. C.J. Stroud, you saw what he did without him. Sky's the limit with him. I think this hurts Josh Allen. They will run the ball more. They will be more balanced with their new OC. But Josh Allen still will get in his own way, at times. Because this is what he does when he feels forced to make plays. He tries to get it all back sometimes in one play, two plays, like we're playing Madden. All right. So, one, again, I've got no, I haven't said one yet. I got the Bills at 3. I have the Patriots, of course, at the bottom. I don't have to talk about them. Skip. And I feel for the coach. Patriots at the bottom at 4. Bills at 3. And here's where it gets real tricky. Tyreek Hill said that the Miami Dolphins are the best team that they've had since he's been there. Tyreek Hill also said that Tua was better than Patrick Mahomes, he thought, when he first got there. Yes, Tua has been playing much better, but come on, man. We have to take things that Tyreek Hill say with a grain of salt. I need Tua to win some games in January before I can say that they're going to win the division. They got to win more games when it's under 40 degrees, and he doesn't win enough of those. So for that, it's going to be hard to win the division. You probably got to win the division, winning about 12 games this year in the East. Give me the Dolphins at 2, and I guess I'm going to jump on the jet and ride to New York and give the Jets the number 1 spot in the AFC East. They're talking Super Bowl or bust. People are walking around saying, yeah, Super Bowl or nothing. Some big, bold words for a team that hadn't even won a postseason game or been to the postseason since 2010. But we'll see. I'm going to give it to the Jets. Now, finishing up the North, I've always talked about the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, and I've always told T and reminded him that as good as your Ravens are, the Steelers will always be a thorn in your side. That's just what they do. They're always going to hang around. This won't be the year, I don't believe. I think it could all hit the fan. I think it could even be questions about Mike Tomlin's future in Pittsburgh. And it very well could be his last season, depending on how bad it goes. Justin Fields is a bust. It looks like it. The offensive line, if he's not a bust, we still won't find out because the offensive line has not gotten that much better from the offensive line that he played with in Chicago. And Russell Wilson is a thing of the past. And Terrence Smith might have been right when he said about 2 seasons ago that Russell Wilson is just a system quarterback. And it looks like he was dead on right. The Steelers it's going to be bad, in my opinion. They just gave Cam Hayward some more money for what? That could have been to an offensive player. That could have been toward a quarterback, a wide receiver, a tackle. I don't know. But this is where people are going to start to call for Tomlin's job. Too much defense, not enough anything else. They're at the bottom. I hate to say it. This is going to be the year he does not get 500. And this is probably for the best. Let whatever happen, happen. Let the chips fall where they may. Starting Russell Wilson, I wouldn't even done that. I would have started Fields right off the bat. Do you really want to be mediocre that bad? Because that's all Russell Wilson is going to get you. A good 8-9 or 9-8 record. Because of the defense. They're at the bottom at 4 for me. Number 3, I hate to do this to my man Joe Burrow. But he's been getting injured here a little bit lately, and he ain't got his number 1 target. Some people say he's top 3. Some people think he's the best. Jamar Chase, who is still holding out. I'm with Nick. I don't know where that's going. Give me the Bengals at 3, man. I hate to say it. Now, I do think Burrow will win a few games here. I don't remember who they got week 2 and 3, but they definitely can go in week 1 and win without him. I didn't think Jamar was going to go that far. You don't want Burrow to go 2-0 without you. It's making you look even worse. But again, he's not there, and this may hurt them. They're at 3. Number 2. This is tough for me because I almost wanted to just snap out and make a bold prediction. But I won't do that. I won't get that.
Don't do it.
I'm not. And that's only because
I'm going to judge you for that one. And I'm not even ready.
It's only because I don't trust the dude who likes to get massages. Deshaun Watson. He has to come. He has to come with it. He's going to have to show it this year. Just like I said about Trevor Lawrence. It's a make it or break it year. Are you worth $200 million, brother? Or are you not worth $200 million? It's time to show it and give Cleveland what they paid for. This is it. You've got Amari Cooper still. Nick Chubb will be back after the week 4, week 6, whatever pup list. When he's removed from that, he's gonna still be Nick Chubb. I know it was kind of a devastating injury, but I haven't heard anything about any setbacks. He's gonna be on the pup. They just want to be for sure, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, unless he just turns into Todd Gurley, and we know what happened to Todd Gurley overnight. He was great, and then he was washed just like that because of that knee. So I think he will be back. I think that offense, Kevin Stefanski, I like him. The defense is number 1, number 2, number 3 on the road, but they're the best when they're at home. They still got Myles Garrett. This is it. It's time for the Browns to go to the postseason, win some postseason games, not get blown out in the wild card. But after what Flacco did, guys, the last 6 weeks of the season and got them to the postseason, Deshaun Watson cannot play around. I'm going to say he's going to show up enough to get them number 2 in the AFC North. And, of course, I've got Lamar Jackson winning the North, possibly winning the AFC, possibly winning Super Bowl 59, according to my gematria conspiracy theory. This could be the year that the Ravens win the Super Bowl in New Orleans. And the last time they won a Super Bowl, they were in New Orleans. They beat my Niners in Super Bowl 47. There's a lot of criticism going on for Lamar Jackson. I think it's for a reason. They're trying to fool everybody. They want you to think that he can't do it. And he's going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if they have to go on the road and win 3 road playoff games. Let's just say they get out to a shaky start or somebody got hurt or Lamar got hurt a few games. I don't know. Let's just say that they kind of sneaked into the playoffs if they don't win the division. Let's just say Cleveland snaps out and, maybe the Bengals still can do more with Joe Burrow. Let's just say the Ravens get in at 10-7, 11-6, and they got to go on the road. The way they're talking about Lamar, I wouldn't be surprised if he won 3 games on the road and went to the Super Bowl Flacco style and wins the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised, even though he's the blackest of the black, and I never thought that they would give it to him. But when it comes down to my theory that I got going on, I don't know. He may get it. But other than that, realistically, yeah, the Chiefs still win. They 3-peat. If anybody can do it, it's them. But give me the Ravens to win the North. And, guys, I hope it's a great season. And we'll come back to this and see, who's right, who's wrong on these predictions. Are y'all comfortable with your picks?
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, I tried to wrap that up as quick as I could. I think
you did great.
As far as the AFC predictions. Thank you. Okay, so one last question I got for you all, and we can wrap this up. The Rams at Lions on Sunday night is going to be a damn good football game. Just a FYI, we got to definitely break that down. Maybe, I don't know, after the Thursday and Friday game, we need to talk about Sunday's lineup. And matter of fact, tomorrow's the big night. Kickoff. Chiefs, Ravens. We'll do that quick prediction also. But I want to ask you a quick question. That poll where it showed that Josh Allen is the most overrated player in the NFL. Terrence sees him more than we do, Nick. Let's go with the AFC guy, and I'm going to ask him first, and you can come right in after that. Is he the most overrated player in the NFL, Terrence? Josh Allen?
That's a good question. I'll say this. If the players say he is, then he is. I respect their opinion. I will say that I
Okay.
think that he very much got the benefit of having Stephon Diggs, and the verdict should be still out on it. Let's see what he does without Stephon Diggs before we come out and say that. But I will also say he very much gets the benefit of a lot of calls that are very bothersome to me sometimes. And he asks for those calls. He almost begs for them sometimes. I'm not a fan of that. But as far as his play, let's wait to see what he does this season without Stephon and without who was the receiver on the other side that he had, the big play guy.
Gabe
Got his
Davis.
name. Gabe
Gabe
Davis. Gabe
Davis.
Davis is in Jacksonville now. So let's see what he does without those.
Gabe Davis,
Yeah,
yeah.
without those two guys. My verdict is still out, but I would just lean towards the opinion of the guys who played and voted.
Josh Allen is not the most overrated player in the NFL. The most overrated player in the NFL is whoever's playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And it has been the case for the last, 5 years at this point? A few years ago, the 49ers had a chance to bring in Tom Brady. They decided against it in order to keep Jimmy Garoppolo. They went to the Super Bowl. Now they go to stay out. They almost went to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the NFL draft. And we're talking about him like he's the next coming of Tom Brady. Maybe we look up 5 years from now, and he is the next coming. But I doubt it. I'll be willing to bet if Purdy now or Garoppolo, as we saw when he left and went to the Raiders, were not on a team with that much talent, we would see that he is not the player that they're trying to make him out to be. So it's Purdy now. If for whatever reason he falls apart this year or they decide they don't want to pay him whatever he asked for, then it'll be whoever they put in that spot next year, provided they keep the rest of the talent.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel, Nick.
Sorry, Jarvis.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, man, Nick just said that it's not Josh Allen. He is not the most overrated player in the NFL. It's Brock Purdy. I wonder what people have to say about that. I thought maybe you would say somebody like Baker Mayfield or somebody, but hey, you're not too far off with what you're saying.
I think I said yesterday. I thought Baker Mayfield got appropriately paid.
I don't know what he got paid. What did he get paid?
If you remember that yesterday, I was saying.
What did he get paid?
30 some odd $1 million a year.
Oh, okay. No, that's not that.
30 some odd.
Well, I mean,
that's appropriate for Baker Mayfield at this point.
Okay.
That's mid-tier starter quarterback money. I'm good with that.
So, do you think Brock Purdy could? Do you think Brock Purdy could do what Baker Mayfield did with the Buccaneers last year if he was on that team? If he was a starting quarterback?
I think Brock Purdy could be Baker Mayfield good, which on that team makes him look like Tom Brady.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're pretty much saying overrated.
Tom Brady looked as good as Tom Brady did, and he never had a number one wide receiver.
And does this help?
He had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. He never had. He only had the number one wide receiver the year he had Randy Moss.
Uh-huh.
Brock Purdy's got it the other way around. He's got all the talent around him, so he'll look like Brady, but it's because of everything that's around him.
That's a strong take. That's a good take, though, Nick. I'm not mad at it at all. I like that. I like that take. Guys, please chime in on the comments. Can't wait to post this bad boy. Niner fans, what do you think? Is the 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy the most overrated player in the league? He did have a 3-game stretch without Debo, without Trent Williams, and yeah, he didn't really look.
He didn't look the same.
He did not. But again,
yeah.
Trent Williams is, like I said, it's him and then everybody else on that offensive line. Without him, everything just comes down, falls down. So that's a good take, Nick.
He might be the most underrated player in the NFL.
Well, here's why I think it kind of is Josh Allen. And here's why. Well, he does make a lot of bad decisions. A lot of times he does that in the red zone. I knew another quarterback that did that a lot, but, I was just a hater when I would say he's overrated. And his name was Brett Favre. But now every Packer fan says that they would take Aaron Rodgers over Brett Favre, but what did I know? But yeah, Josh Allen makes a lot of bad decisions. He will turn the ball over. He will fumble at times. he makes bad decisions with his legs. He tries to run over people, and he's a bad boy. He's a big bad boy. Where he can do it too to some of these players these days, but he gets carried away with it sometimes. Sometimes he stares down one receiver, and that's why Stephon Diggs was probably like, "I'm out of here." You know, I was open. Yeah, he's being a diva, but their relationship wasn't that good, and I think Diggs ain't the one you wanted to piss off. I think he's gonna regret that. That they got rid of him, and he has a lot to do with it because their relationship wasn't that good. He would tell us that he loves him on camera, but nah, I don't know if that's the case. I think Josh Allen, because of the turnovers, the bad decisions, and the accuracy is average. If I could say, he has a hell of an arm. He has a rifle for an arm, but his accuracy is sometimes average. I'd say he's a little overrated also, and I think we're going to find that out when we watch. I mean, look, he's bad. He's bad as he wants to be when he wants to be. But again, if we take away the dynamic factor that he can scramble and he can use his legs and he can also run over your ass, how good do you like Josh Allen when he's just in the pocket, making decisions with his head, not his legs? Let's find out, because he's going to have to make some decisions, and he's going to have to try to win some games, and he's going to have to throw touchdowns to other people not named Stephon Diggs. Let's see if Gabe Davis is a number one. He was a big target then. Let's see now. So I'm going to say Josh Allen is kind of a little overrated. But, Nick, your take was not bad. You made good points, valid points, and some of them were facts. I just, I don't want to. Well, Niner fans have probably already canceled me, but I ain't trying to get canceled right now today, so I won't just agree with you 100%. He is just a little better than Jimmy Garoppolo, though I will admit it. And he didn't win a Super Bowl either, so call me a sore loser or whatever, but, man, I'm just done with it. I don't like being number two. I like winners, not losers, and the Niners lost. If you can't beat them, join them. Chiefs win 3 straight. If anybody can do it, it's them. Maybe I can say that enough this season till it doesn't happen. I don't know. Again, I hope I'm wrong. But that was good. That was good, Nick. I like it. So, Terrence is kind of still up on the fence, and he wants to see this year. And, again, understandable. Really, it is. I get it. And Nick is saying it's Brock Purdy. I wonder if Nick really means that, or is that a little biased going on there, because I don't really think Jalen Hurts is as good as you think he is. You know what? That is who could be the most overrated. Jalen Hurts, your quarterback, and I'm not saying that.
I think he was second or third on the list of the poll.
Okay. And it's just because he went from Super Bowl. He would have been the Super Bowl MVP had they won, and they really had the Chiefs beat. Like, it seems like we all do, but you all really had them. And so you were one call away. Call it or don't call it, I wouldn't have cared. If you don't call it, though, y'all are champions. Jalen Hurts went from that to what the F was that last year? And they were just coming at him like, he ain't going to do nothing about it. He's listening to Sirianni, and he don't know what to tell him. And I just think Kellen Moore is not a balanced coach when it comes to play calling. He's not balanced. He's not going to stick to the run. He's gonna have Saquon Barkley running routes. I can see the spread right now. He likes to throw it. And I don't think it has anything to do with the talent he had with those teams. He's got more talent than Philly. You don't think he's gonna sling it? And we're gonna find out about Jalen Hurts. And I take that back. No, I'm not gonna do Jalen like that. I'm gonna stick with my Josh Allen pick, but I got Jalen Hurts at number 2. Not because of what you said about my quarterback. But that's my quarterback, man.
Convenient timing.
That's my quarterback. But nah, man. I like to take for real though. Terrence, you got anything, man? We can get up out of here. Great show.
Hey, that's it, man. I'm gonna still just keep a microscope on Josh Allen for that overrated. But I just want to see him without all the talent that he had.
Got you. Terrence, I know you got your Ravens probably doing it all this year. But, Nick, do you see the Jets being a threat to the Chiefs this year? Before we go, do you think the Jets are going to be good?
I think I got the Jets winning the division. I think they're a legit threat. Again, as I said yesterday, I think the biggest threat to the Chiefs is the Chiefs. But if you want me to give you teams that are outside of the Chiefs themselves, the Jets are certainly on that list.
Okay. Would you put the Jets over the Ravens?
Yeah, Jets. Over the Ravens, no. With the caveat that I am interested to see an Aaron Rodgers Patrick Mahomes matchup when it matters. If that was the AFC Championship game we got, I am locked in.
And that means we still see Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, though. So much for the State Farm commercials.
Say what?
But it also means
so much for the Super Bowl, but the AFC Championship game could happen.
Yeah, the AFC Championship game that very well could happen. But I'm sure Terrence is over there like, hey, what about this? Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear any of that.
That's great as well. But...
Right, got you. I'm sure Green would.
As y'all heard me say, I think Patrick Mahomes is essentially the black Aaron Rodgers. So seeing them two go against each other when it matters, would be something for sure.
Right. All right, man. He's more like the black
Aaron Rodgers. Anyway.
Mixed Patrick Mahomes or something. All right, we done. We got the AFC predictions done, NFC predictions done. We did that yesterday. You can go back and check that episode out. Great Debate Show is available wherever you get your pod. Rate, review, follow. What you got, T?
Before we get out, you guys have any predictions for the game tomorrow? By the time people see this, it'll be today.
That's right. Yeah. The Ravens.
All that being said, T, I'm taking your Ravens.
I'm taking my Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens to win tomorrow night. Close game. 5-point game at most, but I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, me too. The Ravens, the Chiefs. I told you guys, man, the Super Bowl team never wins the opening night. I told y'all that last year. The Detroit Lions beat them. Same thing again this year. Give me the Ravens. I think they win it. And I just hope they don't make a big deal out of it in the media because the Ravens, this win won't matter as much as it would if he does it again in January. But this could definitely, have him licking his chops like, okay, I know I can beat you now, though. I can do it. Just do it again. Will he? We'll see. But yeah, give me the Ravens. Packers and Eagles. Real quick, let's start with Nick.
Birds.
I think birds mean Eagles. For the
Of course. Why would it not mean Packers? Why would it mean Packers? Why would I pick against the Eagles? We're gonna win.
Of course.
I'm actually going with the Packers. I've heard a lot of complaints from Eagles players about life in Brazil.
Yeah, I did. I heard one of the players was asked about playing in Brazil. I can't think of the player, and he said no comment. No comment. So, yeah.
I think
it's a lot
the
going
Packers.
on in Brazil apparently. So a lot of guys aren't necessarily looking forward to being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why are they there? I mean, I know Roger Goodell likes to make that money, that big money, all that.
Because the NFL wants to make some more money.
Yeah. Surprised that they're not having a good time out in Brazil. Like, maybe they're all married men. I hope so. Then that's cool. But yeah, hey,
apparently it's a lot of danger. It's a lot going on in Brazil.
I got the Packers also, mainly because I just think that Nick Sirianni, if he's gonna stay away from the play calling and the offense, it'll probably work for a little while. But Kellen Moore will get in his own ways and he will stop running the football. I think with this, the Eagles ended on a low note. The Packers ended on a high note. You would think the Eagles would win this game, but I'm going to go Packers just because if I'm right about what's going to happen with Nick Sirianni being on a hot seat and getting fired this season, yeah, why not start losing immediately? Give me Green Bay. It's not a home game for the Eagles. I don't know who got screwed out of a home game, but neither one of them are at home. They're on neutral ground. So, yeah, Packer Nation is usually pretty they travel well because they can't get Green Bay Packer tickets. The people in Green Bay they're not giving them up. So Packer fans, they will travel. This could feel like a road game for the Eagles, and I can't wait to see what happens when things get a little shaky. What is Jalen Hurts going to do?
We fine with that.
Okay, all right. So that's it.
We like going into hostile territory. It's all good.
Both of those games should be good, and I won't be surprised if the Packers and Eagles is a shootout. Like, for real, for real. The Ravens and Chiefs, that's going to be a defensive juggernaut. Don't look for any high scoring on that. Monday Night Football, Jets and 49ers. I want to tell you now, if you want to make a bet on the plus 4.5, you better hurry up and do it. Because the Jets very well could come in there and upset the Niners, or at least cover the 4.5. I thought that was a little bit high. At least that's what I saw earlier today. Just for anybody who cares about what they're doing with our good partners over at FanDuel, you may want to check that out. All right, we will be back after Thursday and Friday night's game. We will recap them both, and we will preview Sunday and the rest of week 1. Until then, we up out this biatch. Y'all have a good
Peace.
one, and be safe.
Peace.